in-car interview on day 3 of the journey. We were going from some awful night that I had at a campground that I'm pretty sure I got bit by a couple ticks and some blood was taken from me, but like, it's okay. And we were just walking down the road and this lovely man, Cody, came and picked me up. I'm so blessed. He had the best cookies, and like they're just gooey enough and soft they didn't melt in your mouth, but they just like crumbled at the same time. It was perfect. So, but why did you pick me up? What was the whole thought about that?
So, I used to pick up hitchhikers a fair bit. You know, back when I was driving a 1990 Ford Tempo, had no money, nothing, and I feel like I've kind of gotten a little bit complacent. Like, you know, you start to get a little bit of money. Bought a new car here, like actually a month ago, and I'm like, ooh, should I pick up a hitchhiker? No family in the vehicle with me. I'm like, I need to push the envelope. You know, I need to do that. I need to be real. I need to be human. So I'm gonna whip back. Took a leak before he did that, and then came back and picked you up. Here we are.
Awesome. And so, how many have you have you gone hitchhiking before? I'm assuming.
I've never actually hitchhiked myself. I don't have the guts to hitchhike, but I guess I have the guts to pick up hitchhikers.
I don't know. It's more ballsy just picking one up or actually going for it. Because I've seen many, I just haven't picked them up. And then when I go out, I bet you'd have really good karma if you go out and actually go on hit the road. Because all the times I've actually been picked up, my thumb has never been up. I look at people and I like smile at them while they're walking by. I have like the thumb up and everything, and they just drive right past me. Sometimes they wave and I'm like, oh, thanks. At least you acknowledged me, but no. So, but like, is it the journey? Or is it just like you like the more side quest kind of like stuff in your travels?
So I think first thing I think about is we're all on a journey. The question is, do we know where we're going on that journey? And so something that I'm learning myself, or I'm on the process of learning, is figuring out who am I. So the question is identity. Who am I? Who is Cody? You know, and do I truly know who I am and who I was created to be? And if I do, am I walking truly as I should be, or am I just kind of going through the motions of life, making money, building up my social status? And if I am, why? For what reason? So I asked myself last summer, kind of taking over the conversation.
Take it, run.
You know, if love could speak, who would love say you are? And so that was the question that I asked myself. I listened to a podcast, actually. It's not like I came up with this great idea on my own.
That's a great one.
And, you know, I guess the question is, you know, who are you? So I asked myself that question. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear anything for a month. So, you know, I was doing some renovations on my house, on my bathroom. And I was like, I need to freaking find out the answer to this. And I'm tired of like asking this question because I listened to this podcast and a couple of things by this guy, and I'm like, I don't know who I am. Like, I think I've been on that journey since I was like 15. You know, when you're 15, you're like becoming an adult, right? Who am I? And then you're an adult, you're 18, you're asking yourself, who am I? And you're trying to figure out your career. Who do you like? Who do you going to become? You know, driving a 1994 Tempo, like I said, you know, starting to make money. It's like then you're 21 and then you start going through life, but then society and our culture starts to say, this is what you should do, this is what you should be, and you know, we have all these pressures put on you, but are we letting the kind of all of that stuff tell us who we are? Do we actually know who we are? So the question is, I'm 37, and the question is, who am I? So last summer I asked the question, if love could speak, who would love say you are? And I guess the question is, who is love? Is love a who, or is love a what, or is love an emotion? What is love? And so I'm just kind of, without going into the realm of like, you know, we'll just say love is the highest form of power and authority. We'll just throw it out as that.
It's the highest form?
Yeah, if we could say that. I don't know if, you know.
Okay,
we run with that, right?
In this
context, right?
This context, yeah. Love is
the highest form of authority. And if love is the highest form of authority, what would love say to you? I asked that question. And I guess I could tell you my answer. I could put it to you and say, if love could speak and love is to speak to you, who would love say you are? So if you don't have an answer, that's all right. Or I could let you think about that, or I could just tell you what I thought, and then you could have time to think.
I would say if I'm being straight up right now, if love was talking, like,
Yeah.
if I asked love, who am I?
Yeah, let's do it right now.
All right.
Why don't you ask a question?
Love, who am I? I guess, if I'm being honest, someone's lost, obviously. Someone who's also willing to go on, like, some sort of quest or break the social norms of what is always, like, kind of constructed in this world. Like, I mean, I got lost in society, so I'm gonna get found in the wilderness or something like that. I think that's or just someone that's lost in their own control, so they're giving up, but they find it in, like, the surrender to the universe. That's kind of how I'm gonna answer that question to be.
Okay.
But it's also, I'm 27. I've been on this earth that long, and I've made many successes, many failings, regrets. I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention, and all that jazz. But it's also, I don't know everything. I just know me, or I know what this vessel has gone through.
Yeah.
But the vessel, the soul, those are still things that I need to figure out and I need to learn. Because, like, yeah, I've been a little damaged, self-inflicted, emotionally harmed. But it's time to just see, like, I'm figuring out that I'm someone who's continuously evolving, and it's just how I choose to evolve. Do I go back to the gym? Do I go back to school? Or do I just hit the road and let the universe kind of educate me? So to simplify all that stuff when I'm asking love, who am I? A student of Source, which was what I thought of.
Was that the first thing?
No. When you said love being, like, the highest form of authority, I thought of Source. I was talking with a friend of mine a couple of weeks ago, and he was kind of like, because everyone talks about how there's different, like, beliefs, like God, Buddha, like all these, like, different, like, deities or, like, names for it, and the idea of, like, they're the creators, they're the one true whatever. But then my friend was like, what about just using it as the word source? Like, that is, I feel source when I find someone on the road picking me up, even though I didn't have my thumb. I feel source even when I'm on the road, and I just, like, actually smell the flowers, like, they're on the side of the road.
Yeah.
I feel source when I wake up from a struggling night and I look up to the night sky. It's a beautiful sky, and I see a shooting star go across it. Things that you just, like, you don't really picture, but, like, it's just like that's where the source of life is.
Yeah.
Sorry for taking over for a little bit myself.
No, I'm good now.
But that's one of the things that I'd say, like, what's the source? The source of you is kind of like the root of your identity, I guess I'd say.
Yeah.
So the source of me is the source. I don't know. Holy crap! All these in-car interviews are just getting so deep and emotional. It's amazing. I love it.
It's good. I'm so happy to be doing this with you, man. I'm serious. This is
great because I feel like
I'm not giving you bogus. Like, I'm 100% authentic in this. I'm not trying to be like just do like I'm all in.
And I mean, I appreciate this so much because I feel like this is just a space where two complete strangers, no biases towards one another. Just like you see someone that needs a hand, and you have someone that's willing to actually give it. And then the honest conversation that comes with it is, I feel like that's what's the most beautiful thing about this moment right here. And that we get to share it with this lovely cell phone that's recording right now.
Yeah, we're capturing a moment, and I think it's
then it's also just like it reconnects them to the present moments of the past, I guess you'll say.
Yeah. I mean, to you 13 subscribers out there, or whether it's just you watching, you know, again, that's okay.
That's all that I need right now. And so yeah, I mean, so now you asked me, now I ask you. If you asked Love who you are, what would Love say you are?
So do I need to ask it again fresh right now, or do I answer the thing that I heard last summer?
What did you hear last summer?
Okay, last summer I got a picture in my brain, like a mental picture, like, you know, in my mind's eye, and it was a picture of a bridge, and it's actually like the San Diego Bridge, I think, or San Francisco Bridge rather, and it was like two land masses, and I heard the words bridge builder of peace. You know, put that in there.
Yeah, I don't want that to be in I was in there for a while. I noticed that it was like, oh, I don't want to steal his license plate or his parking voucher.
Bridge builder of peace. And so that was what I heard. So I was kind of like, I think that's wrong. I was like, are you sure? Like, bridge builder of peace? I was like, what about like bridge builder of love? Like, that sounds better. Like, and then it was like, I was like, I don't know. And then I'll be honest, I went back to work, started drywalling, just working in my bathroom. And the next day, I'm in my bathroom again. I was like, I'm not happy with that answer. And I was like, I want more. Like, who would love to speak? Who would love to say you are? And I heard it again, bridge builder of peace. I was like, why? And then that's where I actually had that picture of the landmass, and then I kind of got more, and then there's piers going down into the water, and then they were like into granite or some type of bedrock, and I heard that is love. The foundation of the bridge is actually love, and you can't operate as someone who can't operate in peace, as a bridge builder of peace, until you actually have a foundation of love. And so I kind of resonated with the bridge builder. I'm a carpenter by trade, junior person carpenter. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, yeah, you know, work with my hands. I'm a bridge builder. But I actually quit my job, went to university, got my education degree, so that I could have an influence on the next generation, or so I told myself, right? You know, have the summers off. Here I am in summer. And so in a sense it was like bridge builder of peace, but I wanted to actually have an influence. So building bridges, or, you know, metaphorically of houses, that's what I was building as a carpenter. You know, that building lasts for 100 years, right? And I was like, but I wanted to have something of value. And so I think humans are eternal, our spirits are eternal, not our bodies. And so I wanted to be able to impact the next generation in that sense and pour and invest in them. But I haven't really been doing that good. It feels like that, you know, as a teacher, I've been just kind of going through the motions. And so I kind of wanted to actually go deeper, but I was kind of almost scared to go deeper in my job, you know, talking to people, because I was kind of like, so kind of back to this whole bridge build of peace, the foundation needs to be in love. And it was like, you can't be a person who builds bridges of peace unless you have a foundation of love. And I kind of pictured, like, you know, the bridge connects two land masses, right? What are the land masses? When it wasn't actually land, it was people, community. So I was like thinking about, you know, me, and, you know, how I'm on one side and then someone's on the other, and in a sense that bridge is connecting two communities, two people, two relationships. And so I have a choice, you know, with my wife, you know, am I going to be ramp up and fight about stuff, or am I going to build a bridge of peace with her, right? What about my kids? You know, I got two kids, they're always fighting at each other, and it's like, am I going to just be the dad that yells at them, or am I going to peace in them, or between my wife and my kids, or between my students, you know, in the classroom as a teacher now, or between myself and when I have conflict with somebody in the classroom, right? So, and not only that, just like two different groups. So I'm like, that's kind of like, all of a sudden it kind of like clicked in the sense of like, every day I can walk in my identity. If I truly believe that I'm a bridge builder of peace, it's like, I literally just need to walk in love, foundation of love, to then walk in peace, and then every day walk in peace so that I can help someone walk in peace. So if I can walk in peace and I can help others to walk in peace, and essentially that really is what I want to do for the rest of my life and give me purpose. So my identity, and I think we all wrestle with this in our culture, in our society, in Western culture, is like a lot of our identity comes from how we perceive others around us, right? You know, our social status with our friends or our neighbors, right? You know, keeping up with the Johns or whatever, right? What kind of vehicle we drive, what kind of house we live in. In a sense, when we do that, it's I don't think that's truly who we are in our identities. We're just building kind of like we're kind of building up our empire, and in our sense, our identity is pretty shallow because we're kind of basing it on something that's very short term. You know, it's only going to last for however long we live on Earth, and then it's gone, it's done, right? And so my identity, I don't want it to be based on that. As much as I still wrestle with those things, I still have conflicting things about, you know, my value system. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but in a sense, the identity that I have, I want it to be higher purpose, and I want to be walking in higher purpose. And so, you know, in a sense, kind of the other question is like, am I operating in my identity of love? And the question is two questions, so it's kind of like something else. Am I believing the truth about myself, or am I believing the lie about myself? Because you can actually ask the question of love, if love could speak, and who would love say you are, and you can hear two answers. You're going to hear most often the lie of who you are. So your current reality, most likely as humans, is you're failing, you're a failure, you're unworthy, you're you know, all the negative, right? And if you hear a negative emotion or a negative thought, then you're listening to a lie. But the reality is that lie is actually so true because that's your current reality. Does that make sense? Love does not speak the lie. Love only speaks the truth. The truth of the untold potential of who you'll become. So where does the lie come from? Not love. Truth only comes from love. Therefore, do I feel like I operate as a bridge builder of peace every day? Hell no. Because I am broken and I'm a human being, but I know I have the opportunity to walk as a bridge builder of peace every day in my true identity. If I truly believe that love actually told me that, I have to have a little bit of faith that that's who I am. And if I do, then am I believing the truth or the lie? Love only speaks the truth. And sometimes it's hard to believe that truth because it's so far away over there, right? So like a concept, it's like, that's not me, but it's like, that is you, because love said it. You have to believe that love said that to you. If Source told you that, right? Then you have to have faith to believe that. But it might not be your current reality, because your current reality is actually your current reality. And it quite often is the lie, but you're believing the lie and you're spinning on that lie over there. But you got to get over there. How do you get over there? You got to change your thinking. You got to change that lie into the truth. And every day, it's a battle. It's a battle to wake up and believe the truth of who you truly are and the unfound potential of who love said and called you out to be. Because every day you wake up and you feel like a piece of shit quite often.
This is because mainly, if I may,
jump in. I'm done blabbing for a while.
Because like for part of why I was like saying like identity and everything, I really did associate myself with what I was doing at that time. Like when I was younger, I played sports. I played sports. I was an athlete. I was specimen to this world.
Yeah.
I worked hard to be a specimen. Like, But then after that, I never really drank. I drank on like the weekends, the odd time. I party hard, play harder, right? And those were like the mentalities that would follow me into this world. But then I started smoking marijuana, and so I was like, well, I'm just a pothead. And I put what I was doing with my body, what I was doing at the time, became part of my identity. When I started doing coke, I was like, oh, I'm just a cokehead, and I do everything that circulated around that. And when I was smoking crack, I was like, oh, I'm just a crackhead, and it circulated around that. And it really took a lot of balls, but it just took a lot of like, okay, I need to break this cycle to change my perception of who I am. Like, yeah, the one thing I thought about smoking recently in the past the most is a cigarette. Nothing else. And I'm happy about that. Even though a cigarette's still not the best thing in the world to be smoking, nothing's really good to be smoking unless it's like good, you know.
It's a lesser evil.
It's the lesser of the two evils, yes. Yeah. So it kind of comes down to, I knew I needed to change what I was doing. I needed to connect a physical to the nature and to the universe around me to become more peace with everything and keep on falling into a substance that tainted this perception of who I was and who I am. So I guess that's a good question to ask everyone, because we kind of touched up on a lot, like if love, what was the question?
If love could speak, who would love say you are?
If love could speak, who would love say you are?
But you could do that every morning. Like, it's not like, I mean, I could do that. That's what I heard a year ago, but why not do it right now? Like, because like that's like a year ago, but I could do that every day. That could be a daily question.
You also ask what's your source.
100%.
So I guess those are the two questions we're gonna ask. We're gonna leave everyone here on this little journey. If love could speak, who would love say you are, and what is your source? Thank you so much for tuning in. If you stuck around for this long, Cody, this is Aston. We're checking off right now. As you can probably tell halfway through the video, my eyes were fluttering. I'm gonna get tired.
You're yawning.
I was yawning, but thank you so much. Thank you, Cody. Keep chasing.